Twinkle, twinkle, little star.
Twinkle, twinkle, little bat.
How I wonder where you're at. Oh, from one of the bad Batman films.
I want to say.
I'm sure that's
Forever.
one of Jim Carrey's lines.
Yeah, Batman Forever. There were some good things about that movie.
Jim Carrey.
It's finished.
Tommy Lee Jones acting everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he kind of knew who Two-Face was because he was playing him like the Joker.
Tommy Lee Jones is the Joker. Oh, okay. So Robert Pattinson and Michael Keaton as Terry McGinnis and Bruce Wayne, and Tommy Lee Jones playing the Joker as an older version.
Yeah.
I don't think Robert Pattinson is Terry McGinnis though.
Yeah.
He's Bruce. Although they
Hollywood, you've got it wrong.
they if you definitely need to get Michael Keaton in there, Michael Keaton is Alfred.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen the trailers for Pennyworth?
No.
It's, I think, set in the 60s from the looks of it.
Okay.
And he's Alfred Pennyworth of like Pennyworth Security. And he's just an hard man doing hard stuff. They made him all like Cockney, I think, as a Michael Caine. But yeah, I don't know if I like the look of it or not. But he goes to work for Thomas Wayne in the 60s to help him out with some sort of extortion thing. And there's lots of like brawls and stuff. It kind of looks like Peaky Blinders.
Gotham edition.
A little bit. The trailer for Batwoman looks quite interesting.
Saw that.
Especially because they make mention of the fact that Batman's been gone for a while.
Yeah.
And Chicago is the city that they're using for Gotham, like in the Nolan films. And the building that they're using for Wayne Tower is the same building they used. And when you see the Batsuit briefly, it looks an awful lot like the Christopher Nolan Batsuit. So I'm wondering if they're kind of maybe not maybe not coming out and saying it's the thing, but you know, this is what happened 5 years after Batman swanned off with Catwoman at the end of Dark Knight Rises.
Nolanverse.
Yeah. Oh, now
So they wiped out.
DCEU.
Now I'm sad because I've remembered Dark Knight Rises. I did not think it was a very good film. It was the beginning of my kind of like feeling of meh with DC stuff. So I was really disappointed with that. But Aquaman was awesome. I like Aquaman. I love Aquaman. And Henry
I kept on expecting Willem Dafoe to go impressive.
Well, I was expecting, because Vaco in the New 52 at least was a traitor. And it being Willem Dafoe, I was expecting him halfway to go, nah, I've been working with King Orm all the way along. But no. That was such a good film.
So what's staying and what's going?
Interaction bolus is gone.
Okay.
And your
Stranger Things came out, didn't it?
epiphoric is gone.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen any Stranger
So
Things.
it's like you inhale a
No.
powder and,
It's supposed to
toss
play
it into your eyes and begin to weep a torrent
Oh,
of
fair enough.
tears, striking close creatures, something to do with burning acid and stuff. Another one's getting some interaction bennies. And they've been replaced with elixir of pincers, because that's the crabs thing, which I thought was quite funny. And
You drink a potion and it gives you crabs.
I thought you said Alexa of pincers. Alexa!
but I can hurt people with it, so that's always kind of a cool thing. And then cat leaf, which is, after ingesting this herb, you can see magic residuum, such that if a spell or other magic practice has been cast or performed in the area near you since the last sunrise, you can identify it.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty cool.
It's more useful in play and not as an ingredient for other
Yeah.
things.
In certain areas of Saturnine and elsewhere where spellcasting is very common, a user A cat leaf can be quite overwhelmed with information. So. That's pretty cool.
Oh.
Huh?
I don't know if she came downstairs. But...
No, she could have just seen.
Oh, well, you're not first on the.
Red velvet.
Yeah, no, I'm not first. I've got a weird taste to them.
Velvet. Velour.
Velour.
Red velour.
Rouge velour.
Kith. Make a note. Yeah, but I am sad because I quite liked Man of Steel. I mean, it had a couple of problems, but I quite like Man of Steel. And I thought Henry Cavill was really, really good as Superman, and he was let down by Batman v Superman and the absolutely ridiculous CGI in Justice League.
Oh.
It's one of those things that I just don't get. He wasn't allowed to shave his mustache because he was working on Mission Impossible, but surely it's more realistic for him to shave his mustache and for them to make a prosthetic mustache than it is for them to spend millions of dollars digitally removing the beard. And
That someone making bad decisions somewhere
to
with too much money.
Other things, I guess, it's to do with contracts. If he's contractually obliged to have the mustache.
But like, is he?
And there might have been one contract kind of came into actuation before the other.
Yeah, but even so, it's just. He was so good.
Yeah, but he's now my Geralt. Well, we've got yet to see him as acting as Geralt yet, but looks wise.
Does look pretty darn good.
I've seen a few pictures. Yeah.
That's
Right
what we
then.
should have got you. We should have got you the Witcher for your birthday.
You've got the time to play it now.
No, because I need, like, today's the last day of rest, and then it's full on get
The street job.
Here's the paper.
Excellent. So,
So,
a month has passed. Who would like to do a recap?
I've slept a lot since then.
What I did on my holidays.
You don't have to do the stuff from the downtime, but a recap of the main adventure up to this point, and then anything you want to share from your school holidays, feel free.
Roland's still gone.
Roland is still gone.
Yeah. So we had Pizza Hut, coffee, Pizza Hut, Penn and Tellers, skate out the college, escalating path of violence and destruction, loads of disquiet loss, Soul, my bike fuck, Cluck Cluck and Cat Bus to the Rose.
You vaguely remember.
Oh, we got Cluck Clucks, yeah, it's like a Tuk Tuk but drawn by a chocobo.
Oh, I'd forgotten that.
The Grey Sun is missing, that was Soul. Douche. Conga line of ghosts surrounding the rose. Oh yeah. Extra spells, Blue Sun Forte, -1 despair. Astraeus gives Sol his wicked key. I cast Colour Door to the Grey, and then basically I opened a portal,
Yeah.
and he used a wicked key to unlock Sol's powers.
Yeah.
Then we pushed him through, so he kind of
Sol being, oh yeah, I remember now.
Sploosh Man.
Sploosh.
Apparently, I need to see the video of him reading thirst tweets that
Oh,
people
it's
have sent him.
so good.
Right. Just thirst tweets in general. And that was that.
The guy Dave based Sol on reading inappropriate tweets that were sent to him.
Oh, and you saw when he'd gone back that a lock of my hair in the middle has turned grey.
Yes.
Or my beads has turned grey.
And
then
he'd turned into
got-
another.
Yeah. And I've got like a silver lock at one side and a gold lock at the other side, and then.
That's cool.
And then in the downtime, I spent a week riding my bike, crashing at your house,
Yes, you did say
and
that.
kind of, and I got the spell called the Black Cube, which is where we filled up your box.
Okay.
I then spent a week just honing skills on that, and then going backwards and forwards to the Silver Sun for my own reasons, and I've stopped crashing at your place and I've moved back in to the Rose.
Louise?
Stonewall want to share anything from his downtime?
I can't remember.
That's
I
all right.
wrote really,
So
I don't
you
write very good notes until
have been away. What have you been getting up to for the past month?
I will say I've been on like extended duties with the makers.
Okay.
Okay.
What have you been making?
All sorts, but learning how to improve my own skills to be able to create what I need to be able to create for my experiments and
maker towers.
yeah.
So you've helped create all sorts, which are like a bag of licorice, but instead of being licorice, it is literally anything.
Yeah.
But edible anything.
A lot nut.
But then you have one and it's like a full meal in one.
Okay.
That's what they've kind of been for like potential travellers or
Like,
God forbid other wars
the
break out.
Wonkers doing them.
But instead
People
of,
turn into
instead of tasting it actually makes you feel full. It gives you all the
But
nutritional.
it's literally anything. So it could just be a glass bottle you have to eat and you'd be completely full and nutritional. It could be like a bit of Lego. It could be like a piece of like someone's cloth or a hat or something like that.
It could be worse. It could be an actual ginster's pie. And what have you been up to for the past month?
Do you remember the illuminated form?
I do.
And how he kind of ruined the town that he was in?
Yeah.
So every time when we've been getting downtime, I've been going there to sort out the spider situation.
Okay.
At first it was just letting both sides know what it was, what's going on. Then it was moving all the spiders out of the people's homes. And this time it's been teaching how the spiders, like teaching the spiders and teaching the humans to get on with each other, so they're now
Your
a
spider
spider-friendly-
mediator.
So now it's a spider friendly zone.
Spider
Like-
whisperer.
However, through sorting out this minor conflict between the people and the spiders, I have learnt the way of the spider.
You've learned the way of the spider.
Which is a spider aggregate.
He's now
It is stick,
right,
but I don't mind.
which means that he's got access to weaves of level 7 to 10
Not two of them.
and has 4 different aggregates, and he can weave 3 different aggregates into one spell.
Excellent. The one thing that keeps happening in this month is when you get up in the morning, you know how the spiders leave you little messages in their web sometimes. Sometimes it's stuff like, please bring more flies and,
Pick up the milk.
pick up milk.
Turn on Lecky.
But
Yeah, that's not the gas meter.
electric. But at least every couple of days, you are just getting the same message in the webs, which is, how well do you know chalkboard mark? And you remember that the first time you saw that was the day after Harlequin.
Yeah.
So you've been ignoring that message?
I've not really known what to do with it.
Okay, that's cool.
Is it coming from different spiders every time, or is it just?
Oh no, it's the spiders working the web.
It's just like somebody's left a post-it note. You have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Thwip. So, a month.
I remember.
Remember?
Starting to remember.
It's
been a while.
Literally.
Oh yeah.
it's weaved into the sounds of your tunes. Just how well do you know?
So yeah, a month has passed, and you've all arranged to get back together in the Rose.
Still no sign of
Rolandi.
Roland. He gone. He's still gone. He's been
His
gone for a
coat's still
couple of
upstairs though.
I think we should launch a search party for him.
Add that to a list of many things.
So you get together in the Rose. It's a Saturday evening. It's about 6 o'clock. So the kind of regular crowd are just starting to sort of roll in. The delicious smell of scotched is wafting out of the kitchen. And she's now actually got scotched on tap. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You can actually go up and ask for a pint of scotch.
Need some batter in a pint there.
You drunk trifle.
Well, I was going to say it's
Imagine, really.
next.
So,
You'll do it.
Huh?
You'll do
Next
it.
birthday.
Yeah. Okay.
scotched eggs, will it blend?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Scotch,
the scotch does come out of kind of like a Mr. Whippy kind of thing.
It's like
Oh no.
It's a thick drink.
Or it's on like the post-mixed soft drink. So you take what you want to scotch, have it on like a little cocktail fondue fork, and it's like.
Spray cans.
Scotched ice cream.
But we're getting on to squirty scotch. It's not here yet. It's not here yet.
Yes.
So you arrive at the Rose and you see that Caliburn is already here, sat in your usual booth.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Drinks.
Usual.
Other drinks.
Yeah.
Baby jam.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we should have got. I knew there was something else.
Yeah.
Next week.
Baby jam.
Yeah, baby shell.
I've done that vodka soda.
Chili oil. On the
Chili,
rocks.
chili tequila.
Literally.
Is that your new choice of drink?
Chili oil on the
Have
rocks.
you,
yeah.
have
You have a
gone up
choice,
in the world
igneous,
from
sedimentary.
blandiness to chili?
I'm now no longer blandiness.
Snowball. Igneous or sedimentary.
Igneous. Metamorphic, actually.
Metamorphic, yeah.
Ooh.
And chili oil.
Oh, what are those fireballs? Which is Tabasco sauce, chili, and some variety of schnapps.
I have
just-
not experienced. I do not wish to.
I'll just drink cinnamon whiskey.
Cinnamon schnapps. That's it. There you go. Fireballs. Do you want a fireball? Does Snowball want a fireball?
I'm quite happy with metamorphic.
So,
I ask what have we all been up to, and what we have just
Mhm.
happened is
so you start having a catch up.
I didn't catch up with you guys because but now I remember.
oh, let's do what have you been up to?
So we had the problems. That when I was getting cut, there was kind of lava underneath,
Yes.
and when I was using the mech more and more to do things, I was kind of feeling there was something kind of a bit more hidden. So since our lovely friend Australis decided to destroy a third of downtown, I thought I'd help with the clean-up effort because I'm a conscientious person like that.
Okay.
And I was using the mech more and more and more and more. And at one point, I can't remember exactly, I came out of it and it kind of pulled off my skin. As you can see, it's not really a problem. And I was left with just kind of lava-ness underneath. And then when I was obviously panicking and and it was all kind of molten. But when I started to calm down, it cooled and it solidified and it became my exterior again. So,
That's kind of cool.
yeah, it's kind of freaky. But
Are you aware that this was something that's always been within you, or something that's happened?
I can only imagine it must have been. But I feel it's a revelation rather than a metamorphosis. But I don't know exactly where it's come from or where I've come from, really. I can only remember.
Yeah.
And what I remember, you know how when we remember Shadow, it's kind of a little bit vague? What I remember beforehand is even more vague, and it feels a bit unreal now. So I think Shadow was real for me, but what happened before, I don't know.
Some weird shit went down before then.
Yeah, maybe.
Yup. Cool.
Yep.
So our first card is the Relentless Rumour.
Ooh.
There is never a real truth in whispered rumours. Searching for authenticity amid the clandestine, furtive words of a rumour is a fruitless task, and yet we still try. We listen. Despite the lack of complete veracity, though, this rumour is relentless. It cannot die, and a living rumour is one not just told and told again, but believed and believed again. Addiction and relentless drives are a part of this. Needs and compulsions are strong motivators, and they never stop pushing. An NPC shares a rumour. An NPC chooses not to quit. Something turns out not to be entirely true. An NPC is addicted to something.
This
An
is not
NPC acts
magic.
ruthlessly, because this game is not magic.
I wonder how many people around the world are going at cameras. Not magic.
We're in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
We're a party of adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
I've half a dozen rumours off the barmaid.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was like, Chop a Buck, what do you know about him?
So the first rumour is that dogs can't look up.
But that's why they have that extra neck.
The second rumour is that there is no difference between Coke and Pepsi in Fartown. It's all the same. The third rumour is that somebody is knocking off the landlady here.
She's got a certain healthy glow to her. Well, not as healthy as some, but
That's not healthy. That's Sellafield. The fourth rumour is that I just completely forgot his name. Harley Quinn is back, but he's got a new stage name, but nobody's entirely sure what it is.
mm-hmm.
The fifth rumour is that Roland has been found dead.
I don't believe that last one.
And the officials are all
That
keeping
makes me
quiet
sad.
about it because it's unusual circumstances that he's been found in.
Officials hush.
And the sixth rumour is that Chalkboard Mark is not dead, and he's actually just been running up tabs in lots of different bars, and he keeps disappearing so that he doesn't have to settle his tabs.
Sounds like him in regular, no different to normal then.
Didn't we see him dead though?
They're rumours.
Yeah.
All or none may be true.
Yeah, I know. But did we see him dead?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we saw the body.
Okay. Just
But
checking.
we've also spoken to his spirit, so unless he's...
No, we didn't speak. Oh yeah, no, he possessed you.
Yeah.
Hawk now has a certain healthy glow.
And that
I
healthy
get
glow,
my kicks off that shit. I really do.
that healthy glow gets a little bit more kind of insistent when you feel a kind of pressing somewhere on your mind, and your sortia starts to kind of rattle a little bit. Looking to the light, Caroline.
Yep. I just change.
So you kind of like step back from control, and you recognise the kind of consciousness as Shoeless Joe kind of like bursts into the forefront. Oh, whoa! Hey,
Joe,
yeah.
long time.
Still shoeless?
No, these are quite snazzy numbers. We haven't got time to talk about shoes. So, you wanted me to look for, what was it?
Chalkboard Mark.
Blackboard Steve? Oh, Chalkboard Man. That's it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No, he ain't there.
No?
He ain't
Okay.
there at all. I've been everywhere. I've been to all of the usual places that the kind of recently deceased go on their kind of journey through the cycle, and I can't find him anywhere. That's why it's been so long. I've been seeking him high and low. Not a sign. Nobody even seems to know the name. You sure the fella's dead?
We saw him dead.
But was he dead?
Yeah.
Or was he only mostly dead?
Well, we
What we assumed. him to be
we
dead.
saw the body, and at some point
Saw the action replay of it.
we saw the action replay of it, and he also took Hawk for a ride, the same as you are.
Oh, that's very unusual. Oh, very
Don't want you
unusual
to think
indeed.
that you're getting Chalkboard Mark sloppy seconds.
There'll be sloppy.
When
balls.
you've been dead as long as I have, there are always seconds. Well, if in that case then I haven't the faintest idea where he is.
Okay. Did you get to the party?
I did get to
Was
the
it
party.
good?
Yeah, meat and potatoes.
Country
And
and western.
Rhythm and blues.
Drum and bass.
You were there when I died. Because I died and there was a light. And I moved towards it.
What are you on about?
Wait,
Did
you're
you die
saying
in
he's
your
the
arms
light at the end
tonight?
of the tunnel?
I'm saying there's an uncanny resemblance.
Ha! I've got all along. Knew it.
Now that's a bit of a revelation.
Oh no! When you guys die, you have to see me at the end.
I have a sneaking suspicion that you will be involved in my death.
Anyway,
One way or the other.
it's been a pleasure. If you need anything else from the afterworld, forget that Beetlejuice guy because he's an absolute bum. Shoeless Joe all the way. And you kind of come back to the fore, and he kind of.
I heard all of that.
Well, that was a punch in the dick.
So, rumours may or may not be true. Chalkboard Mark.
People can come back from the dead here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
So he
He may have been dead.
He could have potentially found his way back, which doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
It's faster than normal. There's kind of like a.
Okay.
A lot of paperwork.
Yeah.
Places where we knew Chalkboard Mark would have been before. If he's running up bar tabs and disappearing, that to me would suggest he's potentially hitting bars. He's not been back here yet.
No.
Would he
It's
have...
quite distinctive though. If we can find out where he's been, we could maybe see a pattern of where he's going.
Doable. So.
Mm-hmm.
We can ask Eliana because I'm sure there's like a landlord's convention or something. That...
meet up? Trouble. that might meet up as like, who's trouble in the area? Have you even been to that?
The pub owners guild.
If we if we kind of get
Pogs, the pub owners guild.
That's what it is now.
if we get a map of Fartown, can we have one of those kind of big like pinball maps?
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
red string.
With red string.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get one of those pinboard maps.
Yeah.
Of Fartown, and we'll kind of like mark out where.
It's been and when.
Yeah. And then we can try and put something together on that one.
So you mentioned it to Eliana, and she kind of looks a little bit exasperated. Saturday night, I have got a little bit on.
Yeah, no,
But
not.
I'll hit up the
It's Pogs.
I'll hit up the Pogs later on.
It's like in pubs along Sweet Muttley when they like start messaging in saying, right, we've got
Yeah.
this bunch of whatever, don't let them in. We kind of, has anyone heard of them on there?
All right. She will put the feelers out and see what she can find out for you.
Excellent.
But he was never trouble, was he?
Yeah, you all notice that behind the bar, in a really odd place, there's a spice rack. It's not in the kitchen, where it would be useful. It's kind of hung behind the bar, almost like a memento. You've got the lines of all of the optics.
Yeah.
You've got the Scotch machine, and then you have a spice rack.
Yeah, but to me, that's just like spices to go in your Scotch drinks.
Could well be.
Nothing new. We know why, but we're not going to tell anyone else that.
So, yeah, she's sending the ravens out, as it were.
Well, I guess it's what we want to pursue, really. Do we want to try and catch Chalkball Mark and see what's going on?
Or dig into Roland.
The only thing we can find out, can we ask Shoeless Joe to have a look for Roland? If he's been presumed dead again, that information that he's not dead would be rather useful.
Nah, Roland won't die. No one can make him smile.
Trying to find out what these mysterious circumstances are is kind of what I'm interested in. Because to me, if they sound bullshitty, then he's not dead. I think we know Roland well enough to.
We can't locate, if he's not on this sun, we can't locate him.
No.
With our what's it?
I know your dragonflies had
Yeah.
kind of failed.
We're trying on a relatively regular basis, like.
Yeah.
Once a week, I'd say.
At no point has there been a kind of blip to suggest that he's under this sun.
Hawk's doing it more often than once a week, but she's not telling.
There is no trace.
But
Hey, could I use
there's 5 is a strong number, isn't it? And that's why we had to find the 5th.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still as strong as we were, so we still must all exist.
Yeah. So he's somewhere. That's what makes me think he's not dead.
Sorry, Thomas.
I've got spirit as one of my weaving points. I could use sight and spirit to try and find him. Actually, I can use yeah, I think I got sight, space and spirit to try and find where he is, because if we're all bound by the rose that's tattooed onto us, wouldn't that be kind of part of his spirit, like in his? So can't I try and find it through that?
You can. All of this stuff that you've been doing while you've been away with the illuminated phone, at any point have you actually fixed your mangled arm?
Yeah.
You can now shoot lasers out of it, don't you?
Yeah, because I can shoot lasers out of it now.
Well, you tried that once.
Yeah, no, it's
I got a proper one now.
He's got a proper laser.
You got to properly de-zoo.
Yeah, the
Where was
spiders
the tattoo?
fixed it for me. Oh, it's just a little.
His tattoo was kind of stabbed into one of his legs.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so you want to make a weave to try and find Roland.
Yeah.
So make a sorcery check.
It's a divination, so what level are you throwing it at?
May as well throw at level 10. Roland doesn't normally like to be found, so. And it's not normally what I do, so I think I put a little bit extra effort in.
Steve sends us congratulations for today. Let me read. The tattoos.
You're going to get 2 reds on the
Where
template.
am I passing to?
Let's get that flux chart ready.
Don't spend sortilege for it.
You can't know.
Would I get one for understanding non-codified magic?
No.
Yes.
Was it?
You would for
Divination.
Oh, so no, because it falls under the divination to me.
Just turn it upside down. A few years time, it could possibly be there.
Harsh. Accurate but harsh.
We'll be there.
I love you.
If I'm lucky.
We're playing Lego at
I've
100.
got a 9, a 2, and a 1.
So we're discussing what I got for my 18th
Excellent.
birthday.
So,
10th level spell as well.
Sorry?
Hogwarts Castle.
and you're trying to
The
find
original
where
one,
he
so I got
is.
for my 18th birthday.
Yeah.
The spell works, and you're absolutely certain that it works, but you can't make sense of what it's telling you, because it's telling you that he's here and there.
Where's the...
Alive
Not
and
here.
dead.
He's definitely alive. There's
Alive.
no dead about it. But as
Is
to
he outside of the sun?
where he is,
Is he in shadow?
No, because
if he was in shadow, he'd be under the silver sun.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Or the grey sun. Yeah. So you know that he's alive. He's both near and far, and it's almost like if you've had like a chaff. Do you know much about like stuff with radar and stuff like that? So chaff is just like lots of little bits of tin foil, basically, that the radar waves bounce back off, and it just confuses everything. And so it's almost like that, you know, like with your VATS. It's almost like your VATS is kind of like playing up, and it's saying that he's there, but he's there, and he's there, and he's there, and he's there, and half of him's there, and then the other half's up there.
Typical Bethesda graphics then.
Essentially, yeah. It's an upgrade from Fallout 76.
I relay that he's alive. He's
Roland's alive!
but whereabouts? Everywhere. He's in the hearts and minds of all of us.
Make a perception check for me.
Do you get any sense of his well-being?
Do I? Perception. Put a point there. And can I use a point of sortilege?
If you like.
5 and 7.
The feeling that you get is that the kind of the signal, the kind of magical feedback that you get from the spell seems that he's okay. He's under some sort of duress, but he's not kind of gravely injured or anything. But you get this feeling that he's not now, he's then.
He's in the past somewhere. He's in the past somewhere.
Is he like a second out of time and that's why you can't see him?
You're not sure.
But he's under duress, so he's not.
What does that mean?
Stress.
Oh, I thought it was somebody controlling you. If you sign a contract under duress, you're being told to do it by forced to do it by somebody else. So it's...
Yeah, duress just means any form of kind of pressure or stuff.
So
So
not necessarily coercion and
not necessarily. It usually colloquially means coercion, but it just means that you're under some variety of pressure.
Mm.
Like when you're in an exam, you're under duress.
Okay. Doesn't run like almost always like that anyway.
Yeah.
Because he's at
Slightly
war with life.
Slightly more.
He's not at war with life.
Life's
Only
all with
since he's
him.
met you.
No, boy.
I'm not dead yet. I'm the light at the end of the tunnel, mate.
So you're not literally the light at the end of the tunnel. I think Shoeless Joe was kind of playing with you a little bit. I was going to try and keep going on that one. It was what the kids would call a sick burn, yo.
You want some milk for that tea? I have got some training like magical lore.
Yeah.
So I'm after Astraios is going to give us that information. I'm going to kind of rack my brains on what that could possibly mean.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole kind of theory of magic. And this is where I'm going to start throwing some of these secrets around. So I guess intellect-based action.
Yep.
So I'm going to throw both of my intellect ballets because I've got expansive endeavour and I can. And I'm going to throw 2 sortilege on it because I've got advanced sortilege because I can. I've got +2 for my skill, magical lore. I've got +1 because it's my heart that's enhanced. So I've got +3 my adventure anyway. So there's effectively a 12, a 4 and a 5.
So you sat there kind of like mulling it over, and then a song comes on the jukebox and you suddenly have this moment of absolute clarity because you sat there sort of like thinking and nursing your drink, and then you hear Jim, break on through to the other side, break on through to the other side. And you then suddenly remember that kind of strange feeling that you had going through the doorways when you were in the total perspective vortex. And the rest of you kind of are hearing that and are all sort of thinking, and you're thinking, those doorways that keep popping up on the beaches, where do you go when you go through the door?
Ooh, heck.
Which way to the beach?
Look on my shoe.
We need to go to the pool.
Oh, God, memories. Yeah.
So presuming that Astraios didn't vortex Roland.
No.
Okay.
Are you certain?
Also, yes.
And they're going to like that.
So I'm going to turn around to the next booth and I'm going to tell Sam, yes, we may be weirdos, but we're regulars and this is our pub. And I'm going to buy him a pint because he's a regular and
Who was that?
the blue eagle.
Oh yeah, him. I
From whom that quote is.
Sam, by the way,
Yeah.
because this game isn't magic, Sam is the puppet Sam, you know, the actual Muppet made out of foam.
Yeah.
And it just kind of floats around at the sort of height that it would if there was a human puppeteer carrying him. And he does have a kind of stick, but there's no visible human puppeteer until you look at him using your magic sight, and you can see that there is a puppeteer that's invisible and just wandering around and doing everything for the puppet.
Love it.
Because this game isn't magic, I've had that idea in my head all day thinking, how do I introduce that? So there is an entire table of Muppets that are just kind of like Muppets with kind of disembodied, actual, invisible people wandering around controlling them.
You've got to watch the first season of The Woman with Hollow Eyes, because in that there's a demon bartender who actually is a puppet, and in the last but one episode they get a puppet. They've made a puppet of Moxie, this demon bartender, and they've got a puppeteer doing it, and the puppeteer is actually playing as Moxie, but he then kind of inserts himself into the game as they realise that it's not the demon, it's the puppeteer, and nobody have ever seen a puppeteer before. This game is not magic.
You just ruined that for.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Hashtag.
So 1, we go find Roland. 2, Harlequin. We find out who his new soon to name and go kick his ass. Or 3, Chalkboard Mark.
I
Did we ever see Chalkboard Mark and Harlequin in the same place?
Yeah.
Just check.
Well, we saw them because we saw them at Penn and Teller's when it was Penn and Teller's, not Penn and Teller's deceased.
PDD.
We're not coming up with snazzy abbreviations for everything.
So
Safe. Snazzy abbreviations for everything.
I feel I don't know.
Safe. Snazzy abbreviations for everything.
I feel that we should have like Penn and Teller.
I say that out loud
So
and I can
really
hear
just
Roland
PTSD.
screaming.
From somewhere in the cosmos, you hear the sound of the hammer being pulled back on a very big revolver.